What's up, guys? My name is Tyler Schold, coming back to you guys with another episode of Shop Talk. In today's episode, we are going to be talking about motorcycles. I got my best friend, Tyler White, here.
Hey, how's it going?
Like I said, today we're going to be talking about motorcycles and a few topics like safety, gear, and the best types of motorcycles. The first topic is safety. To prioritize safety on a motorcycle, always wear proper gear, including a helmet, eye protection, and protective clothing. One thing that I learned in my motorcycle class is before getting on your motorcycle, prior to almost every ride, if not every ride, you should definitely overlook your bike, check for flat tires or something like that could hurt you or harm you during your ride. One thing that's very important about motorcycles and any vehicle for that matter is obeying traffic laws. You might see motorcycle signs everywhere that say motorcycles are everywhere in bright yellow bold letters. Yo, Tyler, what do you do or look for before any rides?
One of the most important safety factors that I like to pay attention to is being very self-aware of your surroundings, because you can trust yourself on a motorcycle, but you gotta worry about everything around you, what that next car is gonna do, if somebody's gonna turn in front of you.
Very true, yeah.
If there's a pothole on the ground, you just gotta be very
Sand's
self-aware.
another big one, especially during these spring times where all the salt and sand has that build up on the side of the road. Continuing off, looking at your surroundings, you almost want to prepare for what could happen, and that's preparing with good gear. Good gear doesn't always mean that it's fashionable and looks nice, but when you're going down the side of the road and you're not on your motorcycle, looking good doesn't matter. It's your life on the line that really does matter. What, you're about to get on your bike and you're about to go for a good ride. What's one thing that you could say you need before you're even starting your bike?
The must have, especially because it's a law in Massachusetts, is a DOT approved helmet.
Yes.
A helmet is.
I see a lot of people getting out of, like, once you leave Massachusetts and you get into Rhode Island, Connecticut, you see a lot of people without helmets. And it's sad because why? For what? A little extra air on your head?
A head injury is no joke. Now, Tyler, what would you say the most lacked piece of riding gear is on a day-to-day basis?
Ooh, I see a lot of people missing gloves. You don't want road ride. You ever fall off a bicycle on your hands and get rocks on your hands? Picture that 10 times worse. And like we just said, helmets. I see a lot of Harley riders, especially, not wearing DOT helmets. They just wear the caps that just go over their head just enough to be called a helmet.
Okay, so Tyler, now let's explain it to the viewers here that don't understand motorcycles. When you say a Harley, what is a Harley?
Oh, when I think of Harley, I think of American. I think of American made. I think of the USA. I think of home almost. My family's big into Harleys, and that's pretty much what surrounds my house.
Now, you said your family is big into motorcycles and bikes and Harleys. What other types of bikes are out there?
Oh, they got tons of sport bikes, touring bikes. Like I said, Harleys are really USA, really beautiful, long-ridden, loud. You know when it's a Harley. I own a Yamaha, which is a sport bike, and I got it lowered and it's loud and it's stretched, and I made it to go fast and look nice. But yeah, it's more for short distance. It's not really a comfortable long-distance bike.
So now I hear you saying Harley Davidson is American made, and I've heard the quote "all for freedom, freedom for all" plenty of times. But where are these street bikes from?
So where Harleys are more like American made, street bikes and like the sport bikes are more like overseas. Like you get them from Japan and other places around there. Which, being from Japan, also makes it much more harder to get parts and other things like that, and also trying to find a mechanic to work on these things. With all that being said, me personally, I'm choosing a Harley. What about you, Tyler?
I'd have to agree with you 100%. They're way more safe, and you can rely on them a lot better than a street bike.
They say treat yourself right, so I bought myself a Harley. That's all for today's Shop Talk. Thanks for listening. Come to the next one.